better. Let me just see. Excuse me 1 second. I decided to just go ahead and, stream this this session from our website. So it's kind of spare the moment. Testing. I'm hoping that the mic is working. Let me see here. I don't want to mess with this too much. We are in a trade, so I don't want to get sidetracked. But let's see here. Mic. It says microphone USB. I'm assuming it's working. I guess we will know. All right. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we did have that move up. This is on the left is the index. Today I just want to focus on indexes. Keep it simple. I mean, maybe I'll touch base on some other things if some of you have some questions. For the most part, we are a community where we share ideas. We help each other out. I know as a trader, being in a situation where you're alone in a room with monitors, it's nice to have a support group. And I felt that was something that would not only help us sometimes. Let's say we're in a very good trade and we're a bit bored. We may say, I'm bored, I'm just going to get out. You take a loss, so you take a profit too soon. When you are in a situation where you can, justify that trade, whether you feel that you could stay in, you feel that you should stay in, you feel that you should get out, you don't want boredom to affect that decision. Yeah, that's a good point. I just had that on. I'll put that back. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind news on, I guess, as long as, I don't make my decisions based on trading the news, but it's definitely good. I mean, if you're gonna day trade it, you need it. Just put it that way, you need it. Some people say I trade the news, and some people do well. I like to combine it, yeah. Trade the news. Yeah. If we continue with the actual YouTube stream, I'll integrate the news feed. Sure, that's fine.
10 seconds. Spot 590 million, 4 spot 590 million. That's a draw on the forecast of 7 spot 759 million. US EIA distillates inventories 9 spot 518 million, 9 spot 518 million. That's a build on the forecast of 2 spot 9. US EIA gasoline inventories minus 3 spot 158 million, minus 3 spot 158.
As you know, 10:30. Oil inventories does come out every single week, Wednesday, 10:30. So that's what he was just reading there.
And from that, crude oil inventories coming out at 4 spot 590 million. We are seeing some positive ticks from WTI.
market's nice and volatile for day trading. I mean, I'm not going to say they're trending, but they're good for kind of scalping in and out. I did take a short. We'll see how that works. Yeah, there was some news talking about the coronavirus. Seems to be under control. I don't know if that's one of the reasons why the market's rallying over here. Could be, who knows. But, I mean, news can rally, and then sometimes you're seeing bad news react in a good way, good news react in a bad way. You never just know. You never do know. That's why I just say follow the charts, unless it's something really serious as far as news is concerned, or something that can really impact the markets. That's why non-farm payroll, FOMC, on an intraday basis, stay away. Boy, I went for that so many times, you know, it gave back so much money to the markets. You know, it's promoted. The non-farm payroll, you know. A lot of people try to guess it, and everybody wants to be right, but it's pure gambling. To me, it's not trading. I try to stay away. So those are the 2 days. Maybe some other here and there.
Get free daily points, Fibonacci market profile levels by signing up at tothetick.com.
I think for the most part, we've seen a lot of bullish momentum coming in during the day during the U.S. Yeah, we did have that selling at the end of the day yesterday. We'll see what happens today. You know, I mean, even though we did see selling at the end of the day, it's not like we ended up down. We were still up for the day. Now, why don't we take a look, 1 hour chart here. 1 hour chart. And I'm going to get some different, you know, charting systems so that we can go over I'll point out things a little bit better, maybe with a chart system that you can kind of draw on more. But for now, I think this is fine. MT4 is simple. You know, that's what I'm using here. MT4 with CFDs is what you're going to have to get. But here you go. I'm just putting the arrow right there. That is that candle. It was a pretty aggressive candle, came at the end of the day yesterday. Last 45 minutes of the day, boom. And there was some selling, okay? Now, there was a moving average crossover in the 1 hour, and it fixed itself. Okay, because then you saw that little pop up, and then the moving average kind of changed. You know, it kind of addressed itself, and then it crossed to go back up. So yeah, we've definitely been in choppy zone here, 28.73. Now this could vary because you know you got different contracts with different prices. So don't get completely sidetracked to look at this and say, "Oh my goodness, what the heck is going on?" This says 28.73 on mine. It says 28.63. Don't pay attention because it's going to really, what's going to matter is the actual contract. The actual contract that they use, and it's going to vary price-wise. So the CFDs right now are at 28.72. I'm going to tell you right now where the ES is. Now this is the June, no. It's the June contract. You're going to get a 28.65. So there's a little variation there. Yeah, but nice day here. Looking good. I think really the main thing to remember again when you're trading, if you're gonna base your decision to enter a trade just solely based on news, you may end up in big trouble. You know, a lot of people do that, especially in the beginning. Get sucked in. You're reading the CNBC business news. I mean, let's face it, it's cool. You know, you look smart. Let's say you had a date, and the person came to your house, saw CNBC on. They're gonna say, this guy really is intelligent here. So we're drawn from this whole how can I say, the programming that, hey, yeah, we want to go and watch, we want to listen to the experts, we want to see what they're saying. So yeah, you're drawn to Bloomberg.com, you're drawn to websites like CNBC. Nevertheless, these websites are not often containing those important articles that are going to help us make a decision in trading. By the time a lot of stuff does come out, it's already old news, or it's kind of gauged in a particular fashion, so that Main Street will start thinking in one way, and then maybe Wall Street is doing something else behind the scenes. We don't know. But if the experts were so right, so intelligent, so on the ball, then why are we in a situation where so many people will be listening to their financial advisors? In other words, buying. When that corona came out, the coronavirus was already out, and you had so many financial advisors saying, yeah, we're looking bull market to just continue into 2022. I can't tell you how many guys were saying things like that. A handful of guys were saying something different, girls, whatever. But you're just because you're a professional, you're licensed, it doesn't mean that you have a track record where you've made money. You could be just reiterating what your banking firm, your financial firm, your brokerage firm, whatever, is saying. So that's my nitty gritty on following what to engage in. When you do get that news. I'm not saying don't listen to the news. I'm just saying, be careful. All right. So what do we have here? I'm just playing around here. The 1 hour chart is on the left, and that right there is the SPX. Now, one can say, well, it's going up. Yeah, I just want you to keep in mind that we still have a double top going on, a possibility here. Now, if you've on the other side, you're looking at the NASDAQ here, there's a divergence here going on between the NASDAQ and between the S&P. You're seeing an S&P here that's kind of weak today, and you're seeing a NASDAQ that just wants to continue higher. But, here is the but. What else are we seeing here? My friends. We are seeing that divergence. How many times have I mentioned that divergence is what you want to look for? Absolutely. This tells me that we may be in a situation where this may not last. I don't know if we're going to make new highs, but I would not be going long right here based upon this divergence. So divergence basically means you got momentum subsiding. As the momentum subsides, momentum is going lower, and you have that price action that's moving higher. At some point, something has to give in, and I find those as good counter trend trades. Right now, hasn't played out. We're seeing the same thing here on the SPX. Divergence here. So that's the story. The story. That is the story, yeah. Now we're jumping at a 5-minute chart. Just a lot of chop, As traders are at these levels, they're getting confused. They're like, wait a second, America's getting back to work, rah rah. Economy is gonna move higher. CNBC tells me so. That everybody's getting back to work. And you read these articles, there's a lot of optimism now as opposed to, let's say, a month ago. So you're going to get some of these traders going long, you're going to get some of them going short. Hence, what happens is you have this thing called choppiness. And choppiness is typical of when you have a top or when you have a bottom. All right? Yep, it's true. It is very true. Good point. Oh, you did. Nice. So you got out of your calls up here. Oh. Good job, Frederick. Really good job. That was a good entry, too. Basically, he got almost a double in those options. I think not only was the timing good, you got a good price for those options, too. The premium wasn't that aggressive there. Yeah, that premium was right on, spot on. For those of you who do like to trade options, for those of you who are interested in learning about options, we do have some guys here who really just make a living trading options. And I encourage those of you who are interested in options to do thorough research before you go ahead and engage in trading options, because of you think stocks are risky. Options is one of those things that you're dealing with different variables. You have expiration dates. You have something called premium. All right, and if you make the wrong trade, you have covered calls. If you, for example, a naked short. Let's say you're shorting on a put. You can be in deep trouble. Because in some options, if you're going to short in the incorrect fashion.
One second. Has notified the WTO that the US was fully compliant with the dispute brought over the EU over US subsidies of ticker BA.
Ticker BA. Ticker BA. BA. Ticker. Anyway. Yes, and you do get bored, and you do say silly stuff sometimes when you're trading. You're in a trade, and you just gotta do those things that make you happy. I'm by no means a good singer. I'll be the first one to tell you that. So if for some reason I just start going off on a tangent, you can just put me on mute. I promise I won't take too long. All right, let's take a look. Take a look. And for those of you who have kids, it's kind of funny because I'll see my son make these noises.
USTR says Washington state's repeal for tax incentives for Boeing ticker BA ensures there is no valid basis for the EU to retaliate against US goods.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Remember, the EU said back in March the WTO appeal ruling had rejected that it claims that Boeing ticket BA continues to receive illegal subsidies, but the United States said only one measure, a Washington state tax break worth around $100 million annually, had been found to still violate the rules. Remember, the EU said back in March the WTO appealed ruling had vindicated its claims that Boeing ticker BA continues to receive illegal subsidies, but the United States said only one measure, a Washington state tax rate worth around $100 million annually, had been found to still violate the rules.
Yep, I'm here. I made the screen a little bit bigger. I took that shadow off a little bit, hoping that because I'm actually putting this on YouTube too. But I have to admit, I'm not too good at this whole YouTube live stream thing. But hopefully it's working. I guess I'll know. Yeah, so anyway, we are here, and we are experiencing a move higher in the NASDAQ. Yep, that's a swing trade on the NASDAQ, by the way, absolutely. I wonder if we're going to move up to these highs from yesterday. It may just happen if we continue. I'm definitely looking now bullish. Daily chart, we came down to that 61.8 retracement on that NASDAQ. I mean, almost 2. Just perfect move to that 61 retracement there. I mean, perfect. Beautiful place to just go ahead, get long again on the NASDAQ. Now, I am hedged on this. My other account is long, as I mentioned to you guys in that email. I really do like to pick a direction, but when you have volatility and sideways action like this, I like to take advantage of both sides. Sometimes I will be long in one account, short in another account. 28.81. So we've come up a little bit from our lows in the session. It's a good question. I'll look into that. Hold on. I'm gonna put the chat up. Let me figure out how that works in the YouTube live stream. I just feel like I have my hands full right now, because I got a lot of people using the members chat, and I want to be able to answer them first and foremost. 1 second here. Okay. Yes, they did take out the session low, 1.2357. The pound dollar is trading to a new session low after falling below the London morning session low at 123.57. The price has reached 123.47. The crude oil inventory, yep, we were talking about that before. Of course, they're still saying the same thing.
Energy analyst Ken tweets the US crude and product stocks, excluding the SPR, rose by 18 million barrels last week, faster than the 10 million barrels build the week before, setting a record for the second week running.
Yep, and oil is up. I try to tell you people, stop getting so fixated on numbers, thinking that that's definitely going to move according to the price action. This just doesn't have news and price action don't always correlate. Just the way it is. You know, I was thinking about that yesterday. 20. It's actually been more than, well, wasn't full-time for 20 years though, but been trading for 20 years, yeah. You know, me like everybody else, I had to pay my dues. Destroy some accounts, learn the hard way. I've been through it. So yeah, I couldn't afford to go full-time in the beginning. Whoa. And that went on, you know, I got to admit, it took me longer than most people to learn my lessons in trading. That's for sure. Destruction. No reason for oil to fall to or below zero now. Russian Deputy Energy Minister. He says no reasons for oil to fall to or below zero now. Comments by Russian Deputy Energy Minister Pavel Sorokin. Or Pavel Sorokin. I don't know. I don't know Russian, but growing up in New York City, you pick the different accents up. Okay, he says we can see first signs of recovery in the oil market. Return to pre-virus oil demand will take a long time. Nobody is interested in breaking OPEC plus deal now. Full compliance may be difficult for some countries. Violation of OPEC plus deal would bring new collapse in oil. By the way, this right here is what he just announced. Absolutamente sí. The fall to negative prices in the May contract was brought about by a confluence of black swan events working together. It was pretty much the perfect storm that will probably never be repeated in our lifetime ever again. Anyway, it will be ironic. Wait, he didn't say that, did he? No. I'm just reading this from the news feed. Anyway, it will be ironic if Russia is the only one to not fully comply to the OPEC Plus deal in the near future and bring about added concerns about the oil market. For now, oil prices are continuing to stabilize and recover with WTI up 3.5%. That's why the stock market, by the way, you know, is kind of moving higher. You got a lot of those oil stocks. Basically, that affects the SPX. All right, so that's really what you're seeing. You guys are probably confused. I know, Olson, yeah, that's true. You're going to get that, you know. You're going to get some stocks really, like, just not working good. Alrighty then. Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, look, it's gonna happen, sometimes, a lot of people sometimes don't get the whole correlation with the stock market, they just don't understand it, they just don't get it. When we talk about oil, you have to remember that there's a lot of these oil stocks, these big oil stocks like Exxon, they are going to affect that index, that SPX 500 index. So you have to take into account that if you're seeing oil up, you may have to watch out for that. You may be getting a pop. You get a pop in oil, you may get that pop in stocks. All right. You get that drop in oil, and you may get the drop in stocks. We haven't been seeing a good correlation of that in the last couple of weeks. I'll tell you right now. There's been times when I was seeing the correlation, and I'm seeing a massive drop in oil, and I was short in the stock market. This was about a week and a half ago, and that stock market starts popping, and I'm like, because it was working there. Hold on.
Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov discussed the next steps on arms control issues in the call today.
All right, arms control issues, legs control issues too. They're going to discuss both. All right. This is the 30-minute chart. The Indian rupee. That's a very good question. That one I don't trade. I have to admit, I don't trade the rupee. I think it's called rupee. RUPPEE or something. Yeah. I would trade sometimes pairs like that based on some, news and things like that. I just never made money. Oh, I gotta get up here. Get up. Get up, stand up, yeah. Grab the mic. We're gonna have to start doing like some Forex music. We'll all get together and make up a song or something, I don't know. Sometimes we get bored. The eyes hurt from the monitor. A song like that. Basically what we engage in a day. My heart was beaten before the NFP news came out. I mean, you can go anywhere with these type of beats, I guess. You can do an album.
Saudi Aramco says that they are close to inking a $10 billion loan with around 10 banks. HSBC and SMBC are to commit nearly $1.5 billion each. That's according to sources.
Is that borrowed money from the Fed, or is that their money? I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I have a poodle. Recently bought a poodle. It's a $4,000 poodle, and it barks so much. And man, I can't keep that in here. But yes, I am working out of the home office. Yeah, COVID things keeps you home. The COVID does keep you home. All right, I don't know. Just overall, from where I took my my puts on the SPY, I'm up a little bit here, but nothing great at all. It was looking really good before. Now we're starting to get that same chop again. Choppy chop on the mic. All right, so where do we go from here? Are we negating this whole possible move lower based on our 1 hour setup? All right, well, you people know that our stops are in and our emotions are not going to take control. I mean, I have to admit, you have two conflicting candles here. You have the red candle, and then after that you have this green candle, which is, here's that red candle. I mean, obviously, now you have this one. It's not an engulfing candle in any way. And then what you have here now is the next candle opens up above the 20 period. So what's going to happen? Is that going to pop? It's definitely looking promising here to the upside. I mean, yeah, the daily is, I mean, if you're going to go according to MACD, which, MACD is kind of, you can't really look at the MACD and get some kind of a true opinion when you're dealing with the MACD. The Mickey MACD. The Mickey MACD. Okay, so yeah, I mean, well, that's the one. I don't look at the 1 minute really, but I would just give it some time. Let the market digest, let the market think. I mean, are buyers really going to be stable here? Are the buyers really going to be, sticking to their positions? Long, short. That's the question. Or are they going to be out soon, based on the fact that we have. First off, we got non-farm payroll coming in a couple of days. I mean, how long is going to be holding into that? I don't know. Or is it going to be a pop? So these are the volatile, intraday volatility. We may just get chop up until Friday NFP. I don't really know. So these are the things. Yeah, I'm going to start covering stocks too. Don't worry about that. I mean, I trade stocks. I should be covering stocks. So I agree with you 100%, Ellie. I'm jumping around from different time frames, but ultimately, this right here, I pointed out that candle. It's a very aggressive candle move. We're going to have to really see where we close today, And that close, and the reason why I say that, I mean, so many people say that. They're like, oh, well, let's find out where we're going to close at 4, and then we can look at the charts. And yeah, I don't just go by that. I want to know, why. So we're going to see if they're going to paint the charts today. In general, are the big traders, do they want to, if we close, put it this way, if we close down on the SPX 500 today, the index, futures, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be a very big problem, because there is going to be a signal on the MACD for a sell.
By over 2 million barrels to 65 million barrels last week. So just keep in the back of your mind that the capacity for Cushing in Oklahoma sits at around 77 million barrels.
See, now, I got to admit that
so in that regard, we are nearing capacity.
The MACD that is on this right here, it's not the one that I use, okay? It's not the one that I use. When I type here MACD, I'll alternate. I'll rotate. Sometimes I'm going to go ahead and log in, and I'll be doing the. One second. I just want to buy some options here. Just give me a moment. I'm getting some SPYs, and I'm going to probably get the 2730s. One minute. Yeah, Interactive Brokers. They're the only ones I really trust over the years. I don't trust. I didn't have a good experience with Ameritrade, no. They're very hard to get any kind of support. I just didn't care for them. Boy, have I been... wow, I've had so many brokerage firms in the last 20 years, but really Interactive Brokers has just been reliable. They're the best. And that's it. Stick with what works. If you like Scott trade, that's fine. Stick with what works for you. You know, if you're looking to short penny stocks, you want to go with like a Scott trade. You know, you're not going to really get that with Interactive Brokers. Canter partiro. I don't know what the heck's happening. I'm thinking... yeah, puts, by the way. I'll put that in the... it's going to be puts. I'm buying some puts here, ladies and gentlemen. Buying some puts. I'm gonna buy me some puts. Yep. I really don't know. I don't know how much, but I know I love trading, yeah. And that may be all I need to know. Yeah, I realize I can probably have a lot more people, subscribers, if I didn't sing. I just can't help it, sorry. I don't know how much, but I know I love trading, yeah. See, you don't really know how much you love trading until you don't have trading. Does that remind you of something? I don't want it. You can have it. That's too short for me. That position is too short. You know, so yeah, you don't want to jump into a short, get in at the wrong time, and then there's a short squeeze. So that's what I say, you know, as far as if it's too you know, if the situation is, yeah. Just be careful with those. You're gonna have to see, holding it overnight, I don't know. Your account, not mine, G. I don't want it, you can trade it, it's too short for me. That song, yeah. I don't want it, you can have it, it's too short for me. Too short. Look at the float. Look at how many shorts are in there before you start, you know, shorting a stock. I mean, that doesn't mean that it's not going to go lower. But be prepared if, you know, you wake up one morning and it's like news comes out and that thing has doubled and whoa, and you get slammed with margin calls. That's the problem. Shorting stocks like that. Alright. But on the flip side, you make a good decision. I mean, there's nothing like a very profitable short. It's a great feeling, you know, something. I mean, if it goes downtown, you're talking like 50 cents. Boy, that's huge. I'm going to do a video on that. Don't worry. One of these moons, when the stars are proper, I'll do a video. So, I can't show you the MACD that I'm looking at. You know, I'm still trying to, like, I don't know, I think it's just an MT4 thing. But I'm telling you people, best friends in the whole wide world out there, as my son says, best friend in the whole wide world, you look at the MACD, you look at you look now again when I say MACD, most like interactive brokers, the default MACD. Again, I don't know why with this. I'm sure I can download. I don't use MT4 for trading. This is more for demonstrational purposes because it's real easy to load. I'll start using interactive brokers, but maybe I'll do one later on this. How about I do that? I'll do a separate video. I won't stream it live. Do a video on the MACD, how it looks so beautiful. Getting ready to set up on that daily chart. That's why I'm staying short. Let me just put you on pause for a moment here. Getting interrupted. Okay, my best friends out there in the whole wide world. I just want to get back on here. I was doing a few things, and as you know, working at home, it doesn't matter how big your house is. You work at home, you're going to get interrupted. All right, but there's nothing in the world that I would rather be doing than to be trading, and of course, here with my friends out there. It makes it all the worthwhile. Now, what I want to talk about here is we're starting to see now. Remember, I said there's a little confusion here. We had this candle, and then we had that other one. Now we got that moving average is very clearly presenting to us a sell signal. So I bought some puts. I told you, people, I was buying puts a little while ago, and I have it right there. That's what we're doing. In fact, those puts are already up. Beautiful. Beautiful. SPY puts. All right. It's a good question. I'm going to tell you which ones I got here. Okay, we got the SPY. 1 second. Let's just tell you where it is right now. SPY. I got May 18th, 2020, and that's a 270 put. 270 put. Bought some of those. And I also bought May 15th. Let's talk about this here. All right, so yeah, what was I saying? Did I tell you that? Sorry. SPY May 15th, the 2020, and that's a 273. Put that one. 273, all right. So that's where we have it. That one is down 9.78% for the day, a low of 149 and a high of 231. So that is what I'm doing as far as the SPY. For those of you who are not sure, they're like, what is he talking about, SPY? I just want to mention that if you are going to buy puts or buy calls on the SPX 500, and let's say, well, one can say, well, why don't I just hold the futures? Well, you know what? It can be a little tricky about futures. It's like, if it goes against you, if it goes for you, I find it less stressful sometimes that if I'm going to place a substantial bet, one direction or another, I like to have calls or puts knowing that that is the max that I can lose, my investment. Sometimes with futures, they go against you, and you don't want to be in a situation. Of course, it depends on your account, but they start changing the margin size because, let's say, an event happened, and it becomes a headache. Now you got to send more money in if for some reason they changed the margin. I mean, they've been changing margin requirements now continuously here. Oil, everything from oil, SPX, it's like it varies based on volatility sometimes in the market. So it's one way to avoid that. Yep. One way to avoid it. In other words, you're getting to a position and you're just leaving it alone. And yeah, sometimes you're going to be a little stressed if it goes against you. Don't overdo it. Trust me, I struggle with greed all the time. You really know that a position is just set up very, very nice, and then you break the rule and you go above your your amount, or you break the other rule and you go below what you should be investing. So I've done both. I have done both, my friends and my neighbors. Baby boopity boppy booty beddy deej. All right. Recognizing a true breakout and a false breakout. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on that. It's a great yeah, the U.S. crude oil stocks at they rose. The Cushing rose 2.1 barrels. All right, nearing the capacity of 77.
Service in the next coronavirus bill.
Put some of this verbal news on. Yeah, so haven't really covered Forex today. My focus is because I have that really nice setup. You know, we've been getting a lot of volatility in stocks, and really it's been exciting. So I'm moving this up so you can just see a little bit more of the divergence that I was talking about. And again, we're getting that indecisive candle, 2869, and that is on the daily chart. That's why I had said it's just so crucial to exactly see where we're gonna close. But at this point, I'm gonna give me some time. What I'll do is I will stream a little bit later, or at least do a video of how this candle closes, and we can really take it from there. But for now, that's what I'm going to do. And if you guys have any questions, please address them. We are streaming live too on YouTube, trying something different. I don't know how many people know that we exist out there. Most stuff is just done by Google, by the internet. But you know, going to get more involved with that.
Activity. If you're looking for high volatility stock and volume anomalies, please check out the Unusual Activity link at the top of the Finance Juice site for a live feed running from 9:30 to 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
For sure. Can the kids please go back to school? You know, it was so exciting here to trade, and going into the office, it's, I don't know, I really, especially when you have a house, you know, you have a good amount of room, you're like, yeah, this is cool to trade at home. But I have to tell you, you know, during the week you get used to the kids going to school, and they just like to come and knock on the door. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Sure, a lot of you out there, if you're trading, and I mean, I trade for a living. There's a big difference between part-time trading and, you know, trading for a living. But you really do need to be focused on your game if you're a day trader. So, you know, distractions are not conducive to trading. So yeah, you definitely have to be on your game. So, you know, I don't know what you people think. I know one thing. I can't wait for the children to go back to school. That would be 3, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, 3 children. I love them. I love being around them. But, you know, when you are doing trading, you really need to have super focus, pinpoint accuracy, incredible focus, and that's really the bottom line when it comes to trading. So all right, here, 5-minute chart. I went down a little bit, and the SPX is on the left. I know that's not super exciting to sit here and watch it. I mean, I haven't seen any type of moves that would really get me excited like we were seeing recently. So I would like to say that we have a 2867 as far as my target for the day. I mean, it's just right now, we're still staying above the moving averages here. So it's just so tricky to start predicting when it's going to move lower and if it is even going to move lower today. I mean, right now, I'm just going to look and give you an idea. But right now, I mean, if you virtually look at the the markets and you look at the ES, we are exactly flat. I'm talking 0%. So at 28.58 for the June 19th ESE mini contract, we are exactly flat. So you're going to get these type of days. And what happens when we get these type of days is, I like to talk. I like to let other people know of certain events that may transpire in the next few days, knowing that I'm just, as they say, sitting on your hands. So I want to, use some of that time and hopefully help educate some of you out there. And I hope some of these tips help you. And if they do, please like the video. All right. If you look back, I haven't been making a lot of videos at all. It's because I have to focus on the members in the trading room, but I want to reach out. So if you can support the channel by liking the video, I'd appreciate that. And it would motivate me to continue to do this. Alrighty then. Wow. Boring. Yep. Now, in the past, I did used to listen to music when I would trade, and then I realized that the music was having an influence on my mood. If you're putting a aggressive song on, you may be jumping into a trade that you don't want to jump in, and that was happening to me. So me personally, I don't. I don't. But if it works for other people, works for you, then that's spectacular. But, if you're in a trade already and you have your stop and your target, then, right, what the heck? Might as well, right? I guess I should clarify when I am actually making that decision of what to do. That's really when it's crucial. And then I sustain from any music. That's what I really should have said. Yeah, yippee, yeah. Apple up 1.56%. You have Amazon up 0.1%. So a lot of these are really like really moving higher. So just keep that in mind. That is a fact, Jack. Yep. That is a fact. You tell me, what can you really do full time that's just so inspiring and so spectacular when it comes to profits? There's just not a lot of things that you can do. Yeah, I would say yeah. Well, since there's nothing that would warrant me to just continue, and I mean, surely I can sit here and play songs and make jokes and stuff, but really, I want to get moving with the strategies for tomorrow. Put some of those great videos out. I'll post one in the membership area, and yeah. Yeah, this is definitely one of those days, and you just got to realize that don't force trades. I know you hear this a lot, easier said than done, but don't force a trade. Do not do it. You will be sorry, okay? Don't force a trade. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in situations like that where they're just, they're putting on trades, trying to squeeze that profit out of the market, so to speak. They're saying, "Hey, market's not that volatile today, so I'll just go in bigger." And I'll just be looking for 3 points on that ESE mini, future. And they put on that huge position, and all of a sudden there's a big move in some way. So just accept it for one of those days, and that's it. I wouldn't get too overly aggressive. I wouldn't think too deep in it. I would just stick to what you're supposed to do. And don't increase unless you see an incredible setup. You shouldn't really substantially increase your leverage. Yes, oh yes, oh yes. That's interesting you said that, because I have been, what do you call, the heck was I saying here? I'm trying to do two things at once. 945733. 94. Yep. I've been doing that. Yeah, and it's working. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I had pizza yesterday. I didn't even feel bloated. Yeah, I mean, you could repair your gut. Absolutely, I agree 100%. Absolutely. I absolutely agree. 100%. Yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end this session. I don't want it to become any kind of a boring video on YouTube because essentially that's what's going on. Everybody in the trading room, members, just stay put there. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here on YouTube. For all you YouTube members out there, thanks for watching. For all you YouTube friends, I should say. Not necessarily members, but please subscribe, and I'm going to be putting out a lot more content out here on YouTube for all you out there, and I hope it helps. All right, so thanks so much for watching, and members, stay put there. I want to go over some different scenarios of what may happen in overnight trading. All right, thanks for watching, and I look forward to going ahead and doing a stream tomorrow. Take care, everybody.